Analysis of the New World Order in 2025. A detailed analysis of the decline of the Old World Order. 1. The post-World War II. Order and U.S. dominance. After World War II ended in 1945, the world was divided into two opposing blocs: the capitalist bloc led by the United States and the socialist bloc led by the Soviet Union. The Cold War, 1947 to 1991, saw these two superpowers engage in indirect conflicts through proxy wars in Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and other regions. However, in 1991, the dissolution of the Soviet Union marked the end of the Cold War and cemented the United States as the sole global superpower. Over the next 3 decades, the U.S. maintained its dominance through several key factors. Economic strength. The U.S. possessed the world's largest economy, with the dollar serving as the global reserve currency. Military power. The U.S. had the largest defense budget and a strong military presence worldwide through NATO and overseas military bases. Political influence. The U.S. shaped international policies via institutions such as the United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, and strategic alliances. However, in recent years, this U.S.-led world order has been increasingly challenged, signaling a major shift in global power dynamics. 2. The rise of China. One of the most significant factors contributing to the decline of the old world order is China's rapid ascent as a global power. Since the economic reforms of the 1980s, China has opened its markets, attracted foreign investment, and grown into the world's second-largest economy, only behind the U.S. economic dominance. China has become the world's manufacturing hub and is challenging the U.S. dollar's supremacy by promoting the yuan in global trade. Military expansion. Beijing is modernizing its armed forces, developing hypersonic weapons, and asserting control over contested regions like the South China Sea and Taiwan. Technological advancements. China has emerged as a major competitor in artificial intelligence, AI, 5G networks, and semiconductors, threatening U.S. technological supremacy. China's rapid expansion has altered the global balance of power, forcing the U.S. to adopt strategies aimed at containing Beijing's growing influence. 3. Russia and the return of great power politics. Following the Soviet collapse, Russia experienced severe economic and political instability in the 1990s. However, under President Vladimir Putin, Russia has steadily reclaimed its status as a major power through assertive military and diplomatic policy. The Ukraine conflict, starting in 2014 and escalating in 2022, has been the most visible example of Russia's efforts to reassert its influence. Despite Western sanctions, Russia has remained steadfast and continues expanding its geopolitical reach. Presence in the Middle East and Africa. Russia has intervened in Syria to support the Assad regime and has strengthened ties with African nations through the Wagner Group, a private military contractor. Through these strategic moves, Russia is actively challenging U.S. and NATO dominance, positioning itself as a counterweight to the Western alliance. The rise of emerging powers beyond China and Russia. Several emerging economies, including India, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and other Middle Eastern nations, are increasing their global influence. India, with a population of over 1.4 billion, a rapidly growing economy, and strong technological potential, India is becoming a significant global player. Brazil. As South America's largest economy, Brazil is seeking a greater role in global organizations like BRICS. Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, with vast oil reserves, Middle Eastern nations are reducing dependence on the U.S. and forming independent economic and political alliances. These rising powers are shifting global influence away from the traditional Western-led order toward a more decentralized, multipolar world. The decline of globalization. For decades, globalization was a key factor in Western dominance, enabling economic and political integration. However, several recent developments have slowed or even reversed this trend. The US-China trade war. The two largest economies have imposed tariffs on each other, disrupting global supply chains. The COVID-19 pandemic. Many countries closed borders, reduced international trade, and turned toward protectionist policies. Geopolitical conflicts. The Russia-Ukraine war, South China Sea tensions, and strategic rivalries are fragmenting global cooperation. As a result, the Western-led globalization model is weakening, prompting countries to explore alternative economic blocs, such as BRICS Plus, and regional alliances. Sixth conclusion. The decline of the old world order is an inevitable shift in today's geopolitical landscape. With China's rise, Russia's resurgence, the emergence of new economic powers, and the slowdown of globalization, global influence is moving toward a multipolar system where no single country dominates as the US once did. This transformation will lead to increased regional conflicts, economic and technological competition, and the emergence of new alliances. It is a crucial topic for analysis, helping audiences better understand the major geopolitical changes shaping the future.